Hey, hot doggers! I'm Dan, and this is 52 Weeks of Dogging, a weekly series where every week we discuss a new topic that teaches you how to start and run your own hot dog cart business. This entire 52 Weeks of Dogging series is proudly sponsored by our very own Dog Father Workwear. You can support the channel while showing your love for hot dogging by visiting dogfathergear.com. Again, that's dogfathergear.com. Picking up one of our t-shirts, hoodies, hats, pants, shoes, all designed by vendors for those that make things happen. That's dogfathergear.com. Link in the description. For today's topic, for this week's topic, we're going to talk about the water system on a cart. A lot of people get intimidated. They get baffled by the water system. Well, it's mobile. How do you have hot water? They get baffled by these water systems. They get confused by the water systems, and I want to clear it up because there's not a lot to it. There's not a lot to it. You get hot water, you get cold water, and there's 3 or 4 components to it. That's it. And so today we're going to go over the water system on a cart and what you should look for, what you should expect to have in your water system when you buy a cart. So again, these items are going to be dependent on your local code, what they require you to have on your cart. What I'm going to show you is everything. Here locally for me, I have to have all of this. I have to have hot water. I have to have pressurized pump. I have to have all of it. I have to have 4 sinks. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's best if you have everything on the cart, even if it's not required in your area. When you go to sell the cart, chances are the person you're trying to sell to lives in an area, may live in an area that requires all of it. And if you only have 3 sinks, but their area requires 4, you just missed out on possible sale of your cart. So it's best to just have everything. Get the 4 sinks, stretch for the 4 sinks. Get the water heater, even if you don't have to have a water heater in your area. Get the water heater, get the pressurized pump, just get everything. Make sure you have all of this because it's going to work out for you better in the long run. And it is incredibly convenient to have all of this entire system. It's very convenient. It's very nice to have hot water on demand even when you're mobile. So let's get into this. We are going to share my screen. Propane water heater. That's going to be number 1. You don't want to share audio, just video. Okay, so propane water heater. This is what you're looking for. It's simple. It's basic. They've got all kinds from all different price ranges. For a hot dog cart, you don't have to have anything massive or expensive. You don't need a $600 water heater for a hot dog cart. I usually go with the cheapest one I can find. Generally, it's going to be something like this here. It's going to be something like 100 to 150 bucks is all I'm going to spend on a propane water heater. Gallons per minute, you want to get as high as you possibly can. It's going to be regulated anyway by the pressure in your pump, but you want to make sure that there's enough flow in the water heater for the pump to activate the pump, for the pump to activate the heater. So this is basically what you're looking for. It's simple. It's simple stuff. It's a box. It runs off of propane. You're going to connect your propane. You can see here. These are your connections. You're going to connect your propane there with the black cable, the black tube. That's a gas line. You're going to connect that to your propane tank, and then you have your water out line, which is what in here. That's a hot water out. It's a hot water out. You only have 2 water lines you're going to connect to this. The hot water out is going into the handle in this picture, and then the other one next to the other inlet is for cold water in. So the cold water goes in, and then it runs through the pipe. It runs through the box. The box heats it up, and it comes out where the out of the connection where the handle is. Um, it's a really simple system. You don't have to. It ignites off of two D batteries, which is in the picture here. You can see on the little white thing sticking down on the far right of the bottom of the box. That's where you're going to put your D batteries. That's how you ignite the flame inside. The flame ignites inside, and as the water flows through, the flame heats the water, comes out where the handle's at, hot. Simple system, very simple box. As you can see, not incredibly expensive. They're not incredibly expensive to replace. Should you have to replace it? Oh, there's a picture of the bottom. I guess could have shown you that. But you want to make sure you winterize your water system. If you live in an area that gets below freezing, you want to make sure you winterize your water system with RV antifreeze, RV food grade antifreeze. Otherwise, these pipes and these water heaters are extremely, extremely fragile. The slightest bit of frozen water gets in there, and those pipes burst. Those pipes are going to burst, and you're going to have to replace the thing. This is how I've had to replace mine. I've had to replace at least 4 of these with my carts. Sometimes I just don't get them winterized soon enough. And we actually worked through the winter, so even when it is winterized, when I have a cart out in below freezing weather, even when it is winterized, sometimes some little pockets of water get caught up in the pipes, and it happens. It happens. Like I said, I've had to replace about 4 of these things so far. But like I said, they're not too expensive. They're not too expensive to replace. Really easy. The connections are really easy. They're already there for you. Everything's ready to go for you. So basically, you're just taking everything off, unscrewing everything on the old one, and screwing in the new one. But that's first. That's first on your list of things to have. You want to have a propane hot water heater on your hot dog cart. Secondly, water pump. You have to have a water pump. Let's see. We're gonna stop sharing that one. We're gonna share this next screen. Water pump. This is your water pump. It's hotdogcarstore.com. Old Ben Wilson there. Most of you know him from YouTube. One of the biggest YouTubers when it comes to hot dogging, if not the biggest YouTuber when it comes to hot dogging. This is his store and his water pump that he uses on his carts. I've had to buy several of these from him. They are very, very simple. Very simple. 2-wire hookup. Can't miss it. 2-wire hookup, and then you hook up the tubes for the water to go in and out. It's very simple connection. Water comes out, so this is going to pull water out of a reservoir or a 5-gallon bucket, 5-gallon tote that's on the cart. It's going to pull your fresh water out of that tote. It's going to pump it up in through the system. You're somewhere out here. You're going to have a split. You're going to see a tube come off of this side. You're going to have a split. It's going to go one tube is going to go straight up to the sink for cold water. The other tube is going to go up to the inlet on the water heater to give you hot water. Very simple setup. Basic as system is as basic as it gets. Inexpensive again. I mean, these are $50. I found some on Amazon for $20-$30. I mean, these, if you're a Mafia member, you can get it for $40, which I'm a Mafia member, so yeah, I get them for that $40. I save money on his site. If you're not a Mafia member, but you are a hot dogger, you need to be a Mafia member. Anything you need from pans, utensils, whatever, he's got it on his site, and you get a heck of a discount. It's a really good discount. So that's the second component. This water pump, you're going to want to look out for that. You're going to want to make sure that it works. And the one thing that runs the entire system is going to be this. So basically, it's a power wheel battery. It's a 12-volt power wheel battery. You pop this thing in the cart. You connect it to the water pump. Water pump does the rest. Pushes all the water, pulls the water out of your reservoir, and pushes it through the sink and through the water heater, and then from the water heater into the sink. So it's a beautiful setup. It's very simple. This is literally all your water system is. This is it. These three components and a sink. Hopefully 4 sinks. If you've been listening to my preaching the past couple videos, you got 4 sinks. So yeah, this is all it is. It's literally just a 3-component system. You hook the battery up to the pump pushes water through the system, and you're done. It's a done deal. Maybe a $200 system total. That's it. You can replace the whole system for $200. Which, keep that in mind. If you're going to buy a used cart and the water system doesn't work, keep that in mind. You can replace the entire water system on a cart for $200 or less if you shop around. So, I mean, keep that in mind. That might give you some leverage to negotiate when you go to buy a cart. Well, the water system's not working. No, it works. It just needs battery. Okay, well, I don't know that it just needs batteries or it's just a bad battery. I don't know that. I have no way of checking that. So I just have to assume that the water system doesn't work, and so it's going to cost me about $200 to replace every component on the water system, unless you can get it working. So it's a negotiation point for you as well. So, we're going to have to take $200 off the price. It is what it is. You can use that as a negotiation point. Use this information. It's just these 3 components, $200. You can put a whole brand new water system on your cart. It's a beautiful thing. So outside of that, that's it. That is literally it. That's all there is to a water system on a hot dog cart. That's all there is. Again, you want to make sure that your county allows you to have 4 sinks. And if they only require 3, but you're allowed to have 4, make sure that you get 4 sinks, because 4 sinks come in handy. I'm telling you, they come in handy. On that note, I appreciate you guys watching. This was another episode of 52 Weeks of Dogging. And I will see you guys on the next one.